Let's check out the MOBAPAD M12 S in white for the Switch 2. So today we're checking out the white versions of the MOBAPAD M12 S. Now these are exactly the same as the black ones. They are literally just a different color, but mine are slightly different from my black unit in terms of like build quality. So I will get to that. But if you are wondering what the difference is between the M12 S and the M12 HD, well then you're in luck because I've got detailed videos on the channel that I'll link at the end of this video that will show you the comparisons between the M12 HD and the M12 S just here. Now me personally, I prefer these cheaper M12 S. And I'll tell you about that in a second, but let's just take a look at what we've got here. So this is the black versions. As you can see, full of grease because I've been using them. So, and actually it was my wife last night using them on Ribbon Paradise Groove. So yeah, she's got Dorito fingers. So if you have Dorito fingers, the black ones will show it massively, right? And then of course we get the box, it's just exactly the same, but now in white. And then we get these. Now it actually doesn't come in this case. Give me a second. I put them in the wrong case. They actually come with a transparent one. So, you know, continuity errors right there. I'm a professional, don't you worry. This is for the black ones, and the white ones come in this lovely transparent like case. I really like this, massively like that. I don't know why, it's literally just a color going from like a dark frosted case to just a frosted transparent case. I really like that. So it does come with this, but bear in mind that it will not come with the charging centerpiece. This is a paid extra. But there you go, there's the white versus the black, and immediately I'm absolutely in love with the white. It's just so much more bright and colorful, and I love that kind of off gray, like old school Nintendo aesthetic. I don't know why, I just really, really do. So immediately I'm just drawn to these more than the black versions. But in case you don't know what these are and their specifications, let me run through them with you. So these, the M12 S, the cheaper variants that they make for the Switch 2, are actually using Switch 2 protocol. The M12 HDs, the more expensive ones, are using Switch 1 protocol. So these are technically more suited to the Switch 2, right? Because they actually have 9-axis gyro, which is supported via the Switch 2 protocol. So you're going to get better gyro with these ones. It's also got a dedicated C button. So if I press the C button, boom, you actually have a proper chat button just there, which is wicked. These do not have mouse mode, and they do not have HD Rumble 2. They don't even have HD Rumble 1 either. These just have normal rotary rumble, which is okay. But, you know, it would have been nice to see, you know, like HD Rumble 2. Hopefully we see that in future iterations. They've got micro switches in the face buttons, so they're super clicky. If you just quickly take a listen. It's basically like a mouse switch, this micro switch, which means super fast accuracy, right? So really quick response times. That's why we've been using these with Ribbon Paradise Groove, because they're like, you press it and it's immediate. It's not like a membrane mushy button. It's a very quick, precise click. And that's featured all over the controller other than on the back paddles and, you know, the little buttons there. But even the D-pad is one, you know, clicky in terms of micro switch. Now, one of the things these have, which everyone's going to rejoice about, is the fact that these have TMR joysticks. So TMR joysticks, if you didn't know, are like some of the absolute top tier spec'd joysticks that you can get. They are very, very, very less likely to get drift, like very minimal chance versus the actual Joy-Con sticks, right? The other good thing is they are full-size joysticks. So you've got full movement just there, rather than these, which are tiny little like dome rockers, right? So check out this, it's ridiculous. The amount of movement that you've got just there is massively increased with these ones just here. But the other thing that they've done is they've put the glide pads around them. So just like on the actual Pro controller, the official Switch 2 Pro controller, there's basically a silicone dish underneath the cone of the joystick like itself, this cap, right? So that it's buttery smooth along the edges. It is so smooth. TMR are also less dead zone, so they're way more accurate effectively, and they use way less power to use as well. So it's a massive win that these have that. You also have a swappable D-pad, so you get like a dish one in the box, but I just prefer the traditional style cross style D-pad. We've got, you know, wake from sleep. So I can turn the actual switch into sleep mode just there and then press and hold the home button and then give it a second and it will turn on like so. But we also have back paddles. And this is where the build quality is a little bit different for me, but I will come back to that after I've gone through the specs. They can, of course, be used on the Switch, but before I do that, check out the ergonomics. They are massively more ergonomic than the actual Joy-Cons just here. So if you've got slightly larger hands, these will still be fine for smaller size hands as well. They're like a good sort of medium grip versus some others that are out there that are a bit larger, right? And that's what it looks like on. Now the white, I'm just absolutely digging this. Like, it's so cool. I really, really like the white. They just seem really good. You've also got these LEDs, like RGB LEDs in the sides just here, which you can disable inside the app. So there's an app for updates and things like that, which you can connect via Bluetooth too. Now, one thing these can do, which the more expensive versions, the HDs cannot, is charge on the Switch whilst the Switch is off. So whilst it's powered down, you can plug in like a power lead, right? And it will actually charge the Joy-Cons. Whereas the HDs, that cannot happen unless the screen is on, which is a bit silly, right? But these ones will charge even when the console is turned off or in standby, which is, you know, exactly what you want to see, right? Now, if you don't want the controllers to start leaching power from the internal battery to recharge the controllers just here, you can flip these little switches on the side there, and it basically turns off the communication for it to be able to charge. I just don't bother, I just leave them on, it's totally fine. But you've got that option as well if you want. Now, ergonomically is the place where this just fits way better. They are so much more comfortable. This nice, like, little drop-down corner just there makes it fit so nice in your hands. It really, really does. Like, they are so much more comfortable than like normal Joy-Cons. And these joysticks, I can't stress enough, like the joysticks themselves are so smooth. They are the nicest joysticks that you'll find on any Joy-Con alternative from the Switch 1 or the Switch 2. They are just so much nicer. They really, really are. And the whole thing just works incredibly well. Now, with those back paddles, you can assign buttons to them, so you can swap any face button or trigger or whatever onto the back just there. It also has turbo, so you can assign like rapid fire to a button. So instead of having to press it loads, you can just press and hold and it will do that action for you, which is really cool. The only thing you can't do is swap like an input from this side to this side's back paddle and vice versa. You can't even do that on the app with these ones. You can with the HDs, but not with the S, which is a shame, but that's the way it is. Now, whilst they are just meant to be a colorway difference, they are different to the black ones that I have just here. So my original black ones, again, Dorito fingers, sorry about that. That's one good thing about the white, right, is that you cannot see grease on it, whereas the black, you can totally see all those greasy finger marks from my wife just there, right? Whereas on the whites, you cannot. But the back paddles are different. The black ones are mushy and a little bit like tight. So it's almost like it's getting stuck. So it's not very precise with its actuation. You're not too sure whether you've pressed it or not. Whereas these white ones, which are clearly like a newer like manufacturing version, are very clear. So I press that and I can tell, oh, I've pressed a button. Whereas this one, I'm like, has it moved? Like, because it almost feels like it's getting caught on a corner or something. It's not very like precise. It's very sort of mushy. I can't really tell if I've pressed it. Whereas these white ones, very obvious that I'm pressing that button just there. So I actually way prefer the white ones anyway, just because of the actual feel of the build quality seems to be just a tiny little bit notched up. So it definitely feels like they've just increased like the production. Maybe they've ironed out any tweaks or whatever in their manufacturing process, and the white ones just turned out better. I'm pretty sure that was kind of the case with the previous Switch 1 versions as well, where each colorway they did, the build quality just seemed to be a little bit better. And that's certainly the case with these white ones. So it all comes down to what you prefer. If you've already got the black ones, don't worry about it. I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine. You don't need to be spending any more money just for having them white. But if you've been holding out for white ones, then absolutely get yourself some white ones, because they are brilliant, like really, really good. I prefer the white ones, and I much prefer the M12 S over the M12 HDs. I just wish that there wasn't two variants. You know, I've gone in depth on in previous videos about the M12 S and the M12 HD, and hopefully we just get like an M12 Pro in future where it has all the Switch 2 features and protocols, right? So fingers crossed we get that in the future, but for now, I definitely recommend the M12 S over the M12 HD. But yeah, if you've been looking and waiting for different colors or the white ones, they are lovely in person. They really are nice. This off gray on the white, really, really nice. And just the buttons and build quality definitely feel nicer. So I'm going to be rocking the M12S in white from now on, and I might, you know, let someone like my wife be using these ones instead. But there we have it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments whilst down there. Like this video, subscribe, become a member, and you get to chat to us on our private Discord as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.